show me a person who doesn't have haters. I'll show you a person who does not have a lot of success. Unfortunately, it comes with the territory. Now, people will scrutinize you. In this video, we're going to talk about wealth. We're going to talk about the power of not just making money, but keeping money. We're going to talk a little bit about real estate. We're going to talk about haters. And we're going to get into this. So what's happening is this, guys. I don't normally do this on this channel, but today I said, why not? Let's make some content. Let's get the channel going. So Mr. Organic is a YouTuber, self-made multimillionaire, has like a clothing line. He also is into cryptocurrency. So he talks about these cars that he's bought, these homes that he owns, and he sells this lifestyle. He's an author, very positive brother. Him, tall guy, reviews. I got a lot of, I'll say respect for these guys and what they've done in terms of the consistency of building their channels. And we have another YouTuber, Pocket Watcher with JT. And I don't know the other guy's name, but his channel is basically trying to show how Mr. Organic is a fraud. He's trying to show that this guy really don't own the homes. Everything he doing is fugazi and fake. Even his beard is probably rented. And so my position so far is this, because I saw a little bit of this video, and I want to show you how these guys have this homework of how they're saying that Mr. Organic really doesn't own a real estate. But I want to use this to show you how wealth works. A lot of people that you think know what they're talking about, they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. And this is an example, in my opinion. So we're going to go a little deeper. I got a lot of real estate experience, and I'm going to show you how, even as they're trying to expose this guy, I'm going to use this as a teaching lesson to kind of teach you about real estate and how you almost have to, how wealthy people move. And you want to be smart so you can keep money. So this is what we're going to talk about in this video, and also talk about, are these guys haters, or are they just trying to make content? But I think it's a good learning lesson. And to be clear, I'm not trying to defend Mr. Organic, even though I got respect for him and what he does. And I'm also not trying to go in on Pocket Watching with JT. But let's just watch the video and let's get into it. Oh, and you see we got the brand new Bitcoin chain. Yeah, it's fake gold, but guess what? You got a real man that's wearing it. So, hey, I'm only wearing it for the channel because, we are about that crypto lifestyle. Shout out to you if you want to get that crypto and you want to learn about that. And we'll talk about that more. Make sure you subscribe to the page. But let's get into this video as they're breaking down Mr. Organic and try to expose him for being a fraud, guys. If you don't know who these guys are, I think you should subscribe to all of these guys' channel, by the way. And let's have some fun with this. All right, let's go.
Fresh and fit fellas, And he's saying that they came for the deed, and he showed them the deed. Right here, this is it. This is Wally. We are, if you seen this any of my things on Wally and Fit here, I mean these guys are clowns. But here's Wally right here with his little camera, and they came and seen the deed. So let's go back. Let's take it back to your video so we can see.
Oh wait, hold up. I was gonna talk about if you fast forward to the 5:32 mark, right?
Of the deed
of this video.
Of this one right here? Right,
yeah. Organic, fresh and fit. They question some of the decorations that are on the house, right? And then you'll notice.
All right, so hold on real quick. First of all, I want y'all to understand this lesson quick. You're going to find whatever you're looking for. This is a life lesson. Anytime you look, these guys are looking, they go on a mission to expose this guy for being fake and fraud. So if that's your focus, you're going to find, even if something isn't fake and fraud, you will find something that's fake and fraud, or that's possibly fake and fraud. If that's what you're focusing on, you get what you focus on in life, guys. And a lot of these, it's crazy to me that he even had a channel, JT, about watching dudes' money. Like, it's such a feminine move to be watching other men's money and then try to knock them and expose them to be fake. But hey, look, I don't knock him for doing it, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But you will find what you're looking for, and that's for anything in life, guys. But let's see what these guys have dug up and see how accurate it seems, because they're trying to show that basically his house is rented, and I'm gonna talk to you about that in a little bit.
Real, like eyes light up.
Real sturdy.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's top level.
Again, this is beautiful, bro.
Thank you.
Pause.
I appreciate it.
Nah, man.
It's real.
See, this is what it's about, bro. You see people winning, bro. You come in like, yo, this. I'm happy, man.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
You deserve this shit, bro.
Thank you, man.
After the story that we talked about,
Yeah.
you deserve this.
That's just my man, Harambe.
What the?
He was real too until I took him down.
Yeah, he was trying to help the kid. He don't ain't no man like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, imagine you having dinner and you just talking to a girl behind the
Brother, got the real sound sheet on his neck. Yeah, chillin'. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny,
Bro, beautiful.
Yeah, it's like 17th century dudes like Mediterranean steak. The old guy that had it before me. He used to rent it out all the time, and like Airbnbs, yeah. So he really didn't want to sell it, but I fell into a situation when I became off my way to a cruise, and it was with it, and it allowed me to do that. So that's why a lot of this stuff was already in here. So I brought my own furniture, like all that shit. I brought all that shit.
A lot of this stuff was already in here.
Come on.
A lot of this stuff was on. The reason why this stuff was already in there is because this is being written. Rich people don't just sell their house and be like, yeah, leave all of my furniture. Just all
First of all, I gotta give a shout out to Ian Reed. He's the one that gave me that receipt. So
all right, so first, real quick, that is not true. He just made a statement. He said rich people don't sell houses and just sell all the furniture. Actually, in real estate, people do it all the time. And you don't have to be rich. I mean, rich or broke people, when you're in a situation where, I mean, it's all about, I want you to understand, everything is negotiation and it's deals. Everything has a price for it. Even if you know anything about wholesaling real estate, there's many times where you may see people who have a home that may be in foreclosure, or it might be an older person and they just trying to sell a house. They just trying to get rid of the house. It may be someone who died in a house and they just don't, if you offer them the right price, people will sell you a home with everything still in it with all of the furniture. That's one. Two, if we listen to what Mr. Organic just said, he said that the owner was not living there, but he was renting the house as an Airbnb. So that means the owner is an investor. None of the stuff that was in there was stuff that he was living with. This was just investment stuff he was using to make money. He didn't care about it to keep it. So it means they're open to negotiate. Yes, you can buy a home with everything in it from an investor, someone who has an Airbnb. People do it all the time, and in fact, that's something that we talk more about we're going to talk more about in this channel, about how to think like an investor. And if you want to start up an Airbnb business and potentially sell your property, that's something that's possible. And you never know when you're dealing. And some people may say, well, if you're an investor and you got an Airbnb and you're making money, why would you sell it? But that's the thing. When you're dealing with investors, you never know when a seller, you never know where they're at in their life. You never know. They may have multiple properties and now they want to downsize. They want to sell some properties because they want to take that money and buy a bigger property. Or maybe they just want to downsize because they see the market about to crash. And so they're just trying to get out of that property for whatever reason. Or it could be personal distress reasons. It could be a family situation. But investors have many reasons why they will sell a house. And so this could have very well been an off-market property, but we're going to get more to that and talk about that with the creative investments on this channel. And it's important that you know this type of stuff because I want you to understand it's not about me trying to defend Mr. Organic, but I want to use this as an opportunity to talk about finances and investing so that way you, as a new investor, you know that you can make money if you got the knowledge. If you got knowledge, you can be able to buy these real estate properties even if you don't use your own money. You can negotiate these deals. So that's why I'm talking about this video. It's not about JT. It's not about Organic, but we're just going to use this as a learning opportunity. So let's keep watching.
shout out to him.
Okay, yeah, oh, I got to see a little bit more of this. Hold on.
I mean, just keep it. If it's the grid, and then I can just piece it up when I want to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be in a rush. You know what I mean?
What kind of dog you got again?
I got a bully. It's a bully. Yeah, she upstairs.
This is the famous. I saw the food.
She upstairs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Got that good goddamn cascading motherfucking Skyview. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, well, this brings back memories.
That's that good. That's what type of automatic shotgun.
It's a famous pool area?
Yeah, you know, we got to do the season. You know what I'm saying? Here.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Comfort.
This is where Mr. Organic gets the workout tape.
Yeah,
Man. I see you out
I
here.
run them laps. You know what I'm saying? Water my seeds. Gotta get more plants though. I want to get some more floral shit. You know what I mean?
They so impressed.
Bro, this shit lit, man.
No, it's crazy, right? The person that ambiance, you know what I mean? She up
The
there.
ambiance.
Legendary.
Yeah, good air.
Good
You know
air.
what I'm saying? Like,
Legendary.
crazy air. You know, we got the artificial turf, so when she used to battle this group, you know, easy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like that leash, bro. That collar.
Oh yeah, she bossed up. She on that too.
All right. Let's get back. Let's get back to the main beat.
So the quote, you said, the quote that you said, a lot of this stuff was already in here.
These guys here, boy.
Who keeps most of the stuff from the previous owner?
Come on, man. Come on. A lot of this stuff was already in here. That's not. Couple of things, people. The housing market right now, especially during the time that this was going on, but it still is hot right now. The housing market is ridiculous. Are you telling me that this guy with the Kool-Aid in his beard overpaid for a mansion and also was able to purchase all of the furniture that was inside of?
They're not giving it to you for free. They're not giving it to you for free.
Come on, man. It's like either one or two things.
All right, so paying for again a owner. Let's talk about what he just said. He said if the real estate market right now, the prices are ridiculous. Everything is very overpriced because so much inflation is happening, right? Money's being printed. Real estate is at all-time highs. A smart investor, which if you own property in Malibu, you're very smart if you own that property and he was renting the property. So JT is saying, well, why would a smart investor sell the property when the prices are at an all-time high? Because that's what smart investors do. You buy low and you sell high before the market dumps. So it's very intelligent for a seller to sell a house when it's at the peak. Also, what I believe that happened, I'm going to tell you what I believe that happened. And maybe, I'm not even saying this is what happened. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you a possibility of what could have happened. And this is a strategy that you can use as an investor. What maybe have happened is that it's something called owner financing. Okay, owner financing. What owner financing is basically when the owner acts like the bank. When instead of you going and just buying a house all cash, because maybe you don't have the cash, or maybe if you do have the cash, you don't want to just give up all of your cash. You make a deal with the owner. Instead of you going to the bank and you getting it financed, you probably can get a better deal directly with the owner, and the owner becomes the bank. And y'all cut a deal, and you say, hey, I'm going to give you a deposit. I'm going to pay you a large deposit, and then I'm going to pay you on a monthly basis, kind of like rent to own. But it's a contract for the deed, basically, where now on record, it still has the same original owner, is on the original deed. However, you are making monthly payments where you are in the process of getting the deed, but you're already you're under contract with the owner, where now you're the new owner, but the public record hasn't reflected because you haven't totally got the deed. And in some cases, you can actually still get the deed even though the original owner has a mortgage and they have a note on the house, which is like the bank. Banks do this all the time. And it's important that you know this because there's going to be a lot of opportunities where if you have some cash and once the real estate market starts to crash and go down, you'll be able to approach certain owners. It may be people who own a property and they can't afford to continue to pay the mortgage. You may do subject to, which basically is you come in and say, hey, I'm going to take over your payments. I'll either pay the bank for you, and then I get control of the house. I get the deed, or I got a contract saying that I'm going to get the deed and I'll take over it. Or it may be somebody who owns the property, but you make a owner financing deal with them. So this is a strategy we're going to talk more about. But when you do creative strategies, it will not always the record and paperwork will not always show you as the owner on record because you use a creative way to go about doing it. It happens in real estate all the time, especially when you're a savvy investor. So let's keep listening though and talk.
Things are going on. Either Mr. Organic is extremely stupid, or he thinks we are extremely stupid. Someone in this situation is being extremely stupid. I don't think it's us. Someone right now is being extremely stupid. They think that we're gonna believe that he bought this house and all the stuff in it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. He pulled a Godfather move. He gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. Yeah, okay. Okay, Organic. Yeah, we're gonna believe that.
And keep in mind, it's not very difficult. Again, when you're finding off-market properties, I want you guys to understand that there's a whole nother world of real estate and business that the average person has no idea about, and they don't even teach. Even real estate agents don't know. Real estate investors and real estate agents think totally different. When you are an investor, you understand that there's something called off-market properties. There are people who have properties they don't want to go through a regular agent, and maybe what they want to do is they might be in a position where they need to sell their house and they just want to make a savvy deal. They want to do what's in best interest for their money. Again, if you're in a market where the prices are going up and you're a savvy owner, you want to cash out while the prices are still going up before the market crashes, and then now you're stuck with this property and it's way undervalued and you're trying to monetize it, especially during COVID, which it could have been harder for the guy to rent the property. So there's many reasons why the owner would want to sell a house if somebody brought them a good deal. So to say that you got to be the Godfather, that's just a person that's ignorant of how to be able to do these creative deals. Because there's owners who are in distress all the time. And again, sometimes the distress could just be where they're at in their life. So
Okay. Let's see. Get back to your lines. Here we go. All right. Back to the featured video.
Now, I looked at Los Angeles County property records, and this home was not sold. It is not owned by Mr. Organic. It has remained with the same owner since 2006, and they use this as a rental property. The property records are public record. You can look it up. You can look up the address. But there's no reason for people to lie. You see, when YouTubers get on the internet and lie, you can't lie about.
All right, let's talk again. Let me reiterate. Now, this guy, see, this is when pocket watching goes wrong, when you don't know what the hell you're talking about. They say for lack of knowledge, my people will perish. A lot of us don't understand, again, the real estate game. Wealthy people are wealthy for a reason. They understand what the average motherfucker does not. Money makes noise. Wealth is silent. Most very wealthy people, you will never know what they own because they want to be private. They want to protect themselves. They want to keep the money. It's not about making money. They want to keep it. So while you got guys that are watching your pockets, they don't understand the strategies on how to move like a Jew. The Jew moves is to control everything and own nothing. If you really want to be wealthy and have that next level mindset, you don't want anything to be in your name. You're trying to do as much as possible to not own anything, because the more stuff that you own, the more liability that you'll have. Somebody may try to sue you just because they think you own everything. But guess what? If you are savvy enough, you got the right attorneys, you're not going to own much. So that way people can't sue you. That way you'll have limited liability, especially when you're a public figure like a YouTuber. Why would you want a lot of stuff in your name? Because now you make yourself an easy target for all type of lawsuits and people to take your money from you. So the key is to make it hard for people to take your money. So again, let's talk about real estate. They just said that the property records show that the same owner is on contract or on record since 2006. Guess what? That means is it possible that Mr. Organic is doing owner financing? Meaning Mr. Organic probably put down a deposit and he cut a deal with the owner. He put down a deposit and he's probably paying him on a monthly basis. And so that means the deed is still going to show the original owner, but it's no different than having a mortgage. Okay, so but except the mortgage with the bank, you got the mortgage with the original owner. You know, so that's very well a possibility. Now, I'm not saying that's the case. Now, could Mr. Organic just be renting his property? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is I want you guys to understand there's creative ways to do real estate. But not only that, the number one thing you need to do is have anonymity, meaning you want to separate yourself from ownership. Even when you own a property, you just never want your name in a property. That's the dumbest thing. One of the dumbest things you can do. What you do is you put your company names on the property. You put LLCs. You put trust on those properties. So that way you can control it, but you don't want to have the liability that comes with that. You don't want people looking up an address, looking up a property, see that you own it, and now they try to attack you, or the legal system tries to attack you. You want to make it as difficult as possible for people to take your property. And the best way to do that is you don't own it. So, but you still control it through your entities and the way you're doing your savvy deals.
About real estate. You can lie about cars, you can lie about clothes, but you can't lie about real estate. And so a lot of his content, he says it's motivational. He's telling people how to go from being broke to being quote unquote rich. And, he wants people to work hard so they can be successful like him. Interesting. Bought my first home and it's an estate. Manifest all dreams estate. He says, organic love to Jackson Properties for getting me the best deal ever. Now the wealth.
Hold on. This. So he's adding to the line. It's like, come on, man. You know you did not buy this house. You know you didn't buy this house. We gotta run that back. I'm sorry.
Estate. Manifest all dreams estate.
Manifest all dreams estate. He gave it a name.
He says it's motivational. He's telling people, when YouTubers get on the internet and lie, you can't lie about real estate. You can lie about cars, you can lie about clothes. You can't lie about real estate. And so a lot of his content, he says it's motivational. He's telling people how to go from being broke to being quote unquote rich. And, he wants people to work hard so they can be successful like him. Interesting. Bought my first home and it's an estate. Manifest all dreams estate. He says, organic love to Jackson Properties for getting me the best deal ever. Now the wealth begins. Now I want to warn you, if you ask Mr. Organic about this house, and if you ask Jackson Properties about this house, they are going to block you. Because I asked about this house and they blocked me.
I would have blocked your hate ass too. I would have blocked them because why you all and not trying to know all of my details of my business. Yes, I can say I bought a house, but if you coming at my channel saying I don't own it and show me the receipts, I don't own or owe you anything. So I would have blocked your hate ass too.
It was too ridiculous. I said, no. It can't be that easy. A man wouldn't be so bold that he would put Kool-Aid in his beard and go before the world with this Kool-Aid in his beard and claim that he has a Malibu estate. If you could simply go to the Los Angeles County records and find who owns the building. There's no way a man that is bold enough to put Kool-Aid in his beard would do that. But
again, when it comes to real estate, from a investor's perspective, it happens all the time. You can do a deal, and it does not show on record the details of that deal. In fact, when you're savvy, you don't want the details to show because that's how you protect yourself legally and financially when you have a good team and an attorney. See, the problem with too many of us is we think we don't have knowledge. we think we know what money is, but we have no idea on what true wealth looks like and how wealthy people really operate. We don't know how to do savvy moves. We just know we're just now still learning the basics. You know, we want to just impress each other, and we still chasing ownership when the reality is it's not even about ownership. It's about control. See, the government don't need to own your house, but guess what? They're going to tax you anyway. So because they got control over you. That's what the real power is, who has the control. It's not the person who has ownership. It's the person who has the control. And some people will say, well, you know, well, ownership is 90% of the law and possession. Look, this system is not about necessarily ownership. It's about power, control. For example, you can have something called a limited partnership, which is a partnership deal where you can own 2% of the company. But yet, just because you own only 2%, you still can have it in a paperwork where you are the majority decision maker on how the company works. It happens all the time. Wealthy people use this as a strategy to protect themselves. If you get married and now you're getting a divorce and you don't want your wife to take everything in the company, guess what? You put yourself as the 2% owner. Even though in the paperwork, in the laws, you have it as you still are the majority person who have control. So this is savvy stuff we need to learn. We need to learn about trust and setting up entities so that way we can control and have power, but still be able to protect that so therefore someone cannot easily take it from us. And the easiest way to lose something is to have it in your name in this legal system. All right. Because it's easy to attack your name, you as a person. It's easy for somebody to just we're living in a world where somebody could just make an allegation about you and everything be torn and be taken away from you. We're living in a world where if you own a business and somebody doesn't like you, they may stop supporting the business. So the best thing to do is not show people all of the things that you have ownership with, and you have to mask it. So you got to be savvy. You got to know how to move. I'm not saying be deceptive, but you got to know what to show people and what not to show people. That's just basic intelligence. Not try to, you know what I mean? So when you see guys like this that are trying to expose, I'm not knocking them because it could be there's some positivity that's coming from this. Don't get me wrong. Mr. Organic could be just straight up renting and faking all of this. But I'm telling you, that it's a possibility that he also couldn't, because he just could be a very savvy business person, because you got to understand these savvy moves. Most of us have no idea who the most powerful, wealthiest people are on the planet. We really think that Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Elon Musk are the wealthiest people. Why? Because the media tells us that, and it's on record. You got to understand that the wealthiest people, the most powerful people, are those that are not on record. That's the people that you will never know. These are the people that are in the shadows, that are in the dark. And I'm not saying nothing spooky and mystery, but these are people that are savvy enough to know how to play the background and move in a way where you can't control, or you can't take stuff from them. They're going to make it harder. That's why you pay your attorney.
Let me show you guys my homework, because this is
yeah, let's see your homework.
Example of how these clowns do not care about what they say to people, because they know their audience. They know that most people are not going to do the homework and look at this stuff. So let me pull up just a little bit of the homework that I've done so far. Let's see here. See if we can share this now. Let's see if I can see the screen here. All right, so this. Here's the records, okay? Here's the actual records of what's going on, all right? Now, I did block out the, I blacked out the address, because I don't want you internet clowns to be showing up at his front door, right? We're just pocket.
All right, because I don't want to make this video super long, I want to comment on what they're saying. So they're saying that they found that this house looks like it's being rented as an Airbnb. Okay, they found a real estate agent saying that for $15,000 you can be able to rent this single family home, and this is supposed to be proof that he's just renting the home because there's a listing saying that the home is available to be rented. And here's my response to that, right? So what? So the fuck what? Do you understand when you're doing off-market deals, when you're doing creative deals and you're dealing with cash and you got money, you're going to move different that the average person doesn't even understand on how and why you move because they don't have the experience nor the knowledge. It makes sense to me. If I'm a savvy investor and I got some access to cash, if we look at an example like Mr. Organic, here's a guy who he understands how to use tools. He's a marketing guy. Everything is a tool. His beard is a tool to create a brand. His body is a tool for his brand. And his channel from his cars are tools to market himself. The home is a tool. It got you talking about it. It got us looking at it and talking about it, right? So it's a good tool to have. So, and when you have a mindset of a hustler like that, you want to be able to spend the least amount of money and get the maximum return. Is it possible? Let me ask you, if you had access to some cash and you come across a Airbnb and it's in a great location, you love the crib, it's already financed, so now you don't got a lot of time. You're not trying to decorate the house, and you got an opportunity where he probably did initially rent out the house. I'm not saying he didn't. He probably rented the house. And then he was like, you know what, I really like this house. And he probably approached the owner to make a savvy deal. When you're getting more successful, you're going to have relationships. You're going to meet attorneys. You're going to meet other investors. And people are going to be bringing opportunities to you, teaching you stuff that you didn't even know. So I'm not saying that Mr. Organic is like the smartest guy in the world, but I'm saying he probably has people in his circles that's putting him on game the more money that he makes, especially when you're out there in LA. Because if you're going to be out there, you're going to have to meet and have relationships that are valuable people that got money. So somebody probably put them on game and say, hey, I can get you access to the owner and we can make an offer. Hey, you know what, this owner's, and he's actually thinking about selling this place, for whatever reason. He's thinking about cashing out. The owner's probably thinking, I want to cash out because I can get the most money if I sell now versus if I wait in 6 months. So Organic is probably thinking, well, you know what? Hey, this might be a good deal. Let me present a deal to him. Hey, I'm not going to pay you everything in cash, but how about, I give you a portion of it right now. I put down a deposit and then I'll just pay you a little bit over time. And they just agree from a time frame. It can be, give me a year, I'll pay it off, or give me 5 years, I'll pay it off, or give me 10 years and I'll pay it off. Whatever the deal is, people in real estate do it all the time. And this is also, if you're an investor, this is a very smart thing for you to do. If you own a property and the reason why you will want to sell a property in this way through using owner finance, because think about it. If you get a big deposit from somebody, okay, first, let me rewind a little bit. If you own a mansion and you're trying to sell a mansion for, say, $5 million, there's not a lot of people walking around who have $5 million who could buy your house. That's one. Also, if you're looking to sell your house, the bank will most likely not give out a $5 million loan to a lot of people unless they have great credit and credentials. So if you're the owner and you want to sell that property, one of your best strategies is to find someone with cash, because the person with cash, they're going to give you a big deposit. Let's say you got a $5 million house and the person says they're going to put down $1 million cash. This is great because now you got $1 million in cash. And if this person doesn't continue to pay on a monthly basis, you can now take the property back from them because you still may have the deed, depending on how you negotiate it. So that's a win. You got $1 million cash. You got a person that's in your property, going to take care of it, because who's going to pay $1 million and then don't take care of the property that they just put $1 million deposit on? So you as an owner, this is the perfect deal for you, is to do an off-market cash deal, an owner financing deal. And if Mr. Organic stopped paying on a monthly basis as the owner, I don't care, because I'm just going to take the property back and then I'll sell it to somebody else. And now I still got all the money that was initially deposited. Very smart. So that's a win for the owner. And then for Mr. Organic, it may work out. If you're the person that's buying it, it may perfectly work out because, hey, now I got this property. I can use it for my videos. I can use it for my brand. Plus I get to keep some of my money, and then I get to make payments on it on a monthly basis. And now I can invest the rest of that money in assets like cryptocurrencies that's performing. Smart fucking move. And guess what? When you look on public record is going to still show the original owner's name because that's just what makes sense for everybody. It makes sense for the owner to do it that way, and it makes sense for the new buyer to do it that way. So if you're looking at this and you don't get it, it's because you just have a lack of knowledge and understanding.
Okay, watch it. We're not trying to hurt nobody, right? We're not trying to hurt nobody. We just pocket watch it. So give me 1 second to pull this thing up. Yeesh. But as you can see on the screen, this is the actual advertisement. If you would like to rent this house, this is the actual advertisement. If you want to rent this house, let me actually give me 1 second. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger.
It's too easy, man.
It's too, especially when it comes to real estate. I don't know why these clowns think that they can just claim that they live in these homes and they bought all this stuff. It's like, come on, man. This is too easy to show that you do not own this property. Like, come on. All right, let me pull this up real quick here. All right, here we go. So I can enlarge it. I want to make sure I can enlarge it for you.
Because it's like all of the fake guru vibes build upon one another, right? He perceived wealth in having the mansion, the cars. So he's also going to sell you the book on how to achieve said success as well.
Right. Because the whole thing is a scam. It's all built on you can do like me. But the truth is, he didn't get it the way that he's selling it to you. He's selling it to you as if he actually owned these cars. He's selling it to you as if he actually owns this home. He does not own this home.
Well, and that's where they want to tear a brother down. I want to build a brother up. First of all, what he's selling, this is my opinion, is he's selling a lifestyle. It's not about if you own it or not. It's about, are you living a lifestyle and can you keep it? The fact that he's able to even have access to the house and access to the cars, and he's built his channel where he's consistently growing, the brother's making progress. And that's showing that he's doing something right. But not only that, they're saying that maybe he's a scammer. But here's how I look at it. Like, again, I'm not defending Mr. Organic. Let's be clear. Because I don't know. Maybe he might be a scammer. I don't want to be defending the scammer. I don't know. But what I am saying is everything he sells that I've seen is all positive. The man is selling. He got books for sale. What is negative about trying to sell people on personal development for they can read? Especially we're talking about the black community here. The average black adult in America, over 60% of them are reading at a 6th grade level at the most. So the fact that we can encourage people to read, readers are leaders. That's a positive thing. And then if you ever look at Mr. Organic's channel, it's all positive. He's not promoting negativity. He's promoting on his channel, hey guys, think. If you think it, you can believe it, and you can achieve it, which is true. You can. He's basically selling believe in yourself. Be consistent every day. All right. Be uniquely yourself. He's so unique where he painted his beard because he believes in himself, and it's going to come with haters. So the fact that these guys are knocking that, you got to understand, guys, this is going to come with the territory. Now, if these guys, you see how they laughing and giggling. Really, they laughing and giggling to disguise a lot of the pain. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, a lot of times we laugh because to stop us from crying. Because deep down, there's something inside of us that's probably hurt. And we trying to disguise the pain. We don't want to feel bad and acknowledge it. So you laugh and you try to laugh it off. And we gotta look at this and just take what works and use it, and whatever doesn't work, throw it away. Meaning, I'm not knocking these guys either, right? Because I think it is good that they are doing some due diligence to try to say, hey, let me look at deeper level of what's going on with Mr. Organic to see if he's fugazi or not. I'm not even knocking that, right? Because that comes when you're a YouTube influencer. People are going to do that. So I'm not mad at them for doing that. However, I don't like the fact that they're trying to just throw him as a scam, saying that he's a scam, and saying that positivity is such a negative thing when it's not. You know, image is powerful. Image is very, 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 very powerful. So,
How you gonna trust a nigga with Kool-Aid in their beard? He ain't lying about that.
So in my video, I'm not necessarily defending Mr. Organic, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to use it as an educational content for my channel to talk about how, you know, how to move with anonymity, like how real estate investors think. Because see, what he was saying, JT is saying that they looked at the record, the receipt, and it still has the same owner of record, right?
Right.
And that's supposed to be proof that, oh, now this nigga Organic is fake. But what I'm saying is niggas do real estate deals all the time where they do owner financing, where you could put down a goddamn deposit on a crib, be paying on the crib on a monthly basis, and it don't reflect your name. And so in my video, I'm basically saying, like, you got to know how to move like a Jew. You got to know how to own nothing and control everything. You got to know how to be savvy about your bread.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
Especially when you got cash, my nigga. Especially when you got cash. I'm like, the last thing you want to do is have your name on any type of ownership. You feel me?
Yep. Now you do got a monster point there, church.
You know, and see niggas is so caught up on money, but I'm like, look, money is loud, but wealth is silent. You feel me?
Wealth is silent than a motherfucker. You heard me? Shit. The more I'm making, the motherfucker less I'm trying to talk. You heard me?
And one thing,
Shut your motherfucking mouth. You dig? That's the truth.
Now, one thing Organic said, now he may be lying about this, but one thing that opened my eyes up about his channel is Mr. Organic said, that nigga said he had 30 billion Shiba coins.
He said what?
He said he has 30 billion Shiba coins, Shiba Inu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if that's true, I mean, he could be lying, but if he does have 30 billion Shiba coins that he bought early, because he got a whole video where he talked about how he bought it like over like almost a year ago, something like that, 8 months ago. I mean, it's very possible that the man did, you know what I'm saying, some serious M's that people can't even see because it's crypto. You feel what I'm saying? The bitch can't see the money. You know what I'm saying? You know. So, you know, my thing is, I'm just tying it back into what you was just saying about how niggas is so brainwashed because niggas is so, they got to see everything to believe it. But sometimes the realest shit happens in the dark, my nigga.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Tell the truth, man. I ain't gonna lie on that. Yeah. Real shit. Real shit, man.
You know, because what you just said was so important. You said niggas gotta learn to think for theyself. Because we living in an age where niggas gonna have to come to their own conclusions. Because everything, you ain't gonna be able to tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. It's gonna be so indistinguishable. It's just gonna be hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you got niggas on what's that website called? AliExpress. Niggas selling that fake ass gold, that fake ass 9.99 gold. The shit be gold plated, but it ain't gold on the inside. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga gotta know that game, you know?
Yeah. Real shit.
You think it'll cost how much if it was renting? How much?
No, JT even said in his video that $25,000 a month to rent that bitch. So hey,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You coming up with something. Average.
You coming up with something, your ass. I'm with that motherfucker. You coming up with something. 25 grand a motherfucking month. Okay? Bullshit ain't about nothing.
Absolutely. But you think this, because I seen this Bitcoin, this shit then took a dip, this ETH took a dip. You saying you think motherfuckers need to be ready, because at any point soon this shit could all come crumbling down.
Oh yeah, because the first thing the niggas gonna pull out of, see, it's a lot of motherfuckers. See, just because a lot of money in there right now, you still got a lot of scared hands in that bitch. You feel me? See, niggas always moving like they think that there's a lot of Rambos in there and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers, like it's a lot of shit, like this real diamond-handed motherfuckers in there. The reality is about 85% of these niggas is scary hand niggas. You dig? So automatically, when you in them heavy risk assets like that, if shit start getting real suspect and real fishy, oh, it's gonna be a monster liquidation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stupendous how fast shit dries up. Tell you that right now. The highlight of the glory, the only reason I'm not gonna move on that, because I already know that the savior all next year is gonna be the post. See, I'm telling you, that post is gonna be way bigger than we even imagined in church.
You think so?
Wait. Let me say something. That's why Rich is probably motherfucking so angry, because he knows it's probably only a handful of motherfuckers to understand that, because what else is coming out that anybody is talking about anywhere in the near foreseeable future right now that's got any real angst to it, any big shit? Just tell me something. Anything.
Just the metaverse as general, but not any specific.
Only the metaverse shit, right?
Yeah.
All of them tokens are going to get copied over on the chain. And what's killing metaverse and DeFi and everything right now? The same thing.
Fees. Yeah.
It's all fees.
The fees, right? Absolutely.
And the more layer 2 solutions and shit niggas got to do, all that